Alrighty, here we go. Hey there, everybody. It's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Hot Corners franchise in NM1. Last episode, we took on our first division opponent of the series in the Wild Pigs, and we lost the close game 6-4. With that loss, we fell to 0-3 on the season, and we made some roster moves to free up not only some cap space, but also help out with team depth and also, get a little bit younger at the same time. We'll run you through the 5 roster moves we made real quick. First one was we released aging left fielder Stan Alive, the rookie who was 42 years old. He had his first bit of regression, which knocked him down to a B+. With that signaled it was probably time to get rid of him, as he only had 3 hits through the first 3 games of the season. And we bring in rookie 24-year-old left fielder Smash Lafayette, who's a much better fielder and he has a slightly better arm. He's almost the same speed as well. He's just slightly weaker in the hitting department than Alive is. We also bring in rookie left-handed specialist Hander O Specialo. He was released by the Wild Pigs last episode for a reliever, so we brought him in to replace Crump Everbright. They are equivocally the same pitcher. They're both lefties. They both have really good junk, average accuracy, and below average velocity. The only differences are O Specialo, like his name suggests, is a specialist, and he's also 10 years younger. Next move we made was we released veteran closer Sirloin Jones, who had yet to throw a pitch for us this season, as we had lost all 3 games prior and hadn't had the ability to use him yet. So instead of having a waste of space in the bullpen that wasn't getting any action, we went and got a rookie 25-year-old starter Emerson Glover. She will start the first game today of the doubleheader, making her debut. And then our next to last roster move was we brought in a new backup catcher, Grill McGillies. He will take over for Lars Stadcliffe as the backup catcher. He's 12 years younger than Stadcliffe. He's a better power hitter, better contact hitter. He also has a lot more speed than Stadcliffe does. But he is a weaker fielder, and he doesn't have as good of an arm as Stadcliffe does, so we'll need to keep that in mind moving forward. And then we also bring in rookie third baseman and shortstop, 28-year-old Hal Bruce. He replaces veteran Nori Miyoshi on the roster, who had yet to play for us this season. Again, this was kind of a, we have someone on the roster who's not getting any playing time, we might as well get rid of them. And also it cuts us down from 5 outfielders to 4 and gives us a second player that can play third base as their primary position. And here is the preview for Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We're taking on our division rivals, the Herbisaurs, who are right now tied for second place in the division at 1-2. We are the only winless team left in the league at 0-3. On the mound for us is the rookie Emerson Glover, and on the mound for the Herbisaurs, veteran right-hander Olaf Slakoff, the flamethrower. He will be on the mound for them. Lineup we'll send out there for today's game. Leading off will be, I'm actually going to make some changes here to the lineup because I'm not liking what I'm seeing, and I kind of want to flop things around. Considering we're not facing a lefty, I don't think Burko should be in the lineup. I think we should put Bo Belter in at the DH and bring Seymour Sox in to play right field. With that in mind, we're going to move Sox all the way down to the bottom here. Holmes is locked in. I definitely want her to bat in the first inning. Same with Belter. Sportswood, he's got decent power, good contact too. Bash is all power. I'm going to put Lafayette at the top line. I'm going to let the rookie bat first, see how that goes, but we'll let him bat first. Nora Holmes, who's locked in at shortstop, she'll bat number 2. Cheb Jumps at second, will bat third. Bo Belter, the DH, is batting in the cleanup slot. Batting 5th, first baseman Dirk Sportswood. Batting 6th, third baseman Bobby Bash. Batting 7th, back in the lineup, catcher Tiny DeGrande. Batting 8th, center fielder Geronimo James. And making his season debut, right fielder Seymour Sox, as he will get the start in right field. Let's go ahead and get it on here for Game 1 of the doubleheader against the Herbisaurs. Hopefully we can get off the schneid here this episode and get our first victory. We're going to have 2 games here for you today, so go ahead and stick around. It'll be a long episode today. Going to Emerald Diamond Stadium for the first time in this series. If you're familiar with our last couple of series, the B-Wolves have this as their home stadium as well. Herbisaurs are the other team that share this park with them. Let's get it on here. Lafayette, Holmes, and Jumps do up. We're leading off rookie left fielder Smash Lafayette, getting ready to square off with Olaf Slakoff, the veteran right-hander. Lafayette has outside pitch active here. Slakov, he's a flamethrower. He relies a lot on his fastball. He does have a slider, changeup, and forkball in addition to it. But he has no break on his pitches, but he throws it really, really hard. And he also can place his pitches where he wants them. So he doesn't necessarily need it to break to get it by you. He can just muscle past you on his own. Rookie Smash Lafayette getting his first at bat here in the series. Heater in there down the middle, 0-1. Slider inside, that's a chopper to second. Right there is Stokes. Easy first out for the Herbs. Next up is shortstop Nora Holmes. Rookie homered last episode. She's locked in, hitting .417 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Cutter high there. Fastball high there. Misses ball 1. Fastball inside. Caught the corner. 1-1. Fastball down the way. Fouled off by Holmes. 1-2 the count. Slider outside is Chase. Dribbled back to Slakov as he knocks it down behind the mound. Stokes bare hands at the first. Late infield single for Holmes as she beats it out. Runner first, 1 down for second baseman Jeb Jumps. Rookie hitting .250 on the year. 3 RBIs on the season. Fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Jumps drove in a run last episode on a sac fly. Takes a heater high this time, 1-1. Fastball up the way, foul back, 1-2 the count. Fastball middle in, sky to left field. Right there for it is Morton Stanberg. He'll put it away, 2 down. Bases runner at first, 2 down for DH today. Bo Belter hitting .333 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Fastball inside, that'll miss. Slakov, ball 1. Heater up and in as a strike, 1-1. Heater down and then is inside and low, 2-1. Fastball away, ripped onto the ground at first. Diving is Grunt Manley to make the stab. He'll get to first in time and they'll end the inning. Nice play by the first baseman. Bottom 1, it is scoreless. Stanberg, Hamster, and Blue do up for the Herbivores. Leading off, veteran left fielder Morton Stanberg, hitting .286 with a homer and 1 RBI on the year, as he'll be the first batter to face the 25-year-old Emerson Glover, as she will be making her Super Mega League debut. Glover is nothing special. She has about average accuracy, below average junk, and a little bit more below average velocity. She has a 5-pitch repertoire, and she's got room to grow at a C+ overall. We'll see what she brings to the table. Lineup for the Herbivores looks like this. After Stanberg, it is locked in third baseman Henry Hamster. And locked in right fielder Ralph Blue, the utility player. Batting fourth, locked in first baseman Grunt Manley. Batting fifth is the tense DH rookie Drill Farley. Batting sixth, rookie center fielder Yoink Sachs. Batting seventh, shortstop Milo Stewart. Batting eighth, 10th second baseman Annabella Stokes. And batting ninth is the catcher today, Fiona Clark. Glover is ready. Here we go. That's down in low, ball 1. Cutter up and away, that's chased 1-1. Slider up and away. That's driven by Stanberg down the right field line, hooking into the corner, but foul, out of play. Though it had the distance, 1-2 the count. Dribble down and in the dirt, 2-2. Two-seam up and in, driven by Stanberg out of play, on the foul, right side out of play, 2-2. Dribble down and away, in the dirt, 3-2. Zoom up and in, fouled off, still full count. 8th pitch at the bat coming here. Cutter up and in, strike 3 called at the top of the zone. First career punch out for Glover, 1 down. Next up is locked in third baseman Henry Hamster. High pitch active for him. Hitting .333 with a homer and 2 RBIs to start the season. Slider up and in on the first pitch, hit up the middle on the ground, Jumps dives, knocks it down. That'll be an infield single for Hamster as Jumps is no play. Next up, the utility player Ralph Blue. Right fielder's locked in, hitting .429, 2 homers and 5 RBIs on the year. Two-seamer up and in is taken high, ball 1. A lot of speed over at first there for Hamster. Pick off first, nothing doing. Curveball down and in is inside, 2-0 the count. Cutter middle away, outside, 3-0. Zoom up and away. High ball 4, first walk for Glover. 2 on, 1 down. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, first baseman Grunt Manley, who is RBI man active. He's currently locked in, hitting .182 with a homer and 2 RBIs on the year, and he did just make a nice diving play in the field in the first inning. Two-seamer down and in, that's low, ball 1. Cutter away, driven deep by Manley to deep left center field. He got all of that one, and it is gone. Herbisaur's on the board with the home run from Manley, as that's 3 runs for him. He's up to 5 RBIs now, and that's his second homer of the season. It is 3-0 Herbisaurs in the first. Oh boy. Next up, rookie DH Drill Farley. He is tense, hitting no hits yet on the year for the Rook, replacing rookie Whopper batsman on the roster. Four-seamer down and away from the tense Glover is low, ball 1. Go ball down, check swing at the knees, strike called, 1-1. Two-seamer up and in, that's high, 2-1. Cutter middle away, Farley drives it, left center field, hit pretty well, that's carrying out to the deepest part of the park. James runs it down, it's in the seats. First career hit is a home run for Drill Farley, as that's back-to-back home runs for the Herbisaurs. It is 4-0 in the first inning. Next up, center fielder going Sachs, rookie hitting 200 on the year with a homer and an RBI. Forcing up and away in the first pitch, line to center. James retreating there at the warning track, makes the catch on the liner, 2 down. Base is empty for the shortstop Milo Stewart, hitting 200 on the year with an RBI. Dribble down and in the first pitch, foul back, 0-1. Two-seamer up and in, that's fouled off, 0-2. Cutter away, outside, 1-2. Four-seamer down and away, low and outside, 2-2. Slider up and away, high, 3-2. Four-seamer down and in, Stewart breaks his back, rounding it in the hole to short. Holmes charges, makes the play in time to first, and that'll end the inning as we're out of the jam. But the Herbisaurs get 4 runs on back-to-back home runs, a 3-run shot for Grunt Manley, and the first in the young career of Drill Farley. 4-0 to the second. Sportswood, Bash, and DeGrande due up. Leading off is Dirk Sportswood, first baseman hitting 250 on the year with a homer and an RBI. He homered last episode against the Wild Pigs. That fastball's low from Slackoff, ball 1. That one's in there at the knees away, 1-1. Check swing away, call to strike the knees, 1-2 the count. Fastball down and in, Sportswood gets to it, lines it in the left center, that is down for a hit. Cut off by Sachs, it'll be just a single. Sportswood on to lead off the second inning, that'll bring up our 6-hitter today, Bobby Bash. Third baseman hitting 250 on the year with an RBI. Fastball low, ball 1. Heater down and in, strike called to Bobby, 1-1. Fastball down and away, line to right center. That right field into the corner it goes. Past Ralph Blue all the way to the wall as he misplays it badly. That'll be a double for Bash. Second and third now with none down as we have 2 in scoring position. Next up, rookie catcher Tiny DeGrande back in the lineup after he sat out last game. Only hitting 1 for 8 to start his career. Slider away on the first pitch at the knees, driven deep to right field. That's going to go back to the warning track. Blue makes the catch for the first out. Both runners tag, and Sportswood will score on the sac fly. It is 4-1. Bash tags up the third on the play, and that'll bring up Geronimo James. Center fielder with outside pitch hitting 333 on the year, batting 3 for 9. Slider inside, strike called, 0-1. Check swing high on the heater, good take, 1-1. Fastball up and away, hit up the middle on the ground. Stewart dives and cuts it off, fires the first. Late infield single for James as he beats it out. That's an RBI for him as well, his first of the season. 4-2, and that'll bring up 9-hitter right fielder Seymour Sox making his first at-bat of the season. Seymour making his first start and first appearance here on the air for the Hawkhorns, as we got rid of Nori Miyoshi last episode. And they decided to give him the start over Stu Burko because it's not against the lefty, so Seymour will get to play. When it's a lefty, Burko with DH and Belter will be in the field instead. Slackoff tense here after allowing the last 3 hits in the inning and 2 runs to score. First pitch, change up away, strike called left. First time I've seen that pitch today, 1-0-1. Sliders in the dirt, 1-1. Fastball up and in, lined at the middle. Stokes backhands, flips the second one. Stewart first, double play, and that ends the inning. Slackoff, though, does give up 2 runs on the single by James and the sac fly by DeGrande. 4-2 to the bottom of the second. Stokes, Clark, and Stanberg do up against the rookie Emerson Glover. There's Annabella Stokes, the second baseman, tense in the 8 slot today for the Herbisaurs. Hitting 300 right now. Just not hitting well as of late. Cutter down and in on the first pitch. Check swing strike. Called 0-1. Forcing up and away. High and away. 1-1. Ball down and in. Grounded up the middle of the short. Holmes dodge. Cuts it off. Nice play. Gets up and fires. Just in. Ooh, it's late actually. Infield single for Stokes. Leadoff woman on for catcher Fiona Clark. Hitting 308 on the year with an RBI. Speed over at first base for the Herbisaurs here. Pick off to first. Nothing doing. Cutter up and away. Outside. Ball 1. Two-seamer up and in. Check swing inside to Clark. 2-0. Curveball down. Chased and fouled back. 2-1. Four-seamer down the way. Outside. Ball 3. Throw down by DeGrande. Late and dropped by jumps anyway. Stolen base for Stokes. Annabella's first of the year. She's 1 for 3. 3-1 the count to Clark. Cutter middle in. Swung through it. Full count now. Two-seamer inside. Misses. Ball 4. Second walk for Glover. 2 on, 1 down. There's leadoff hitter Morton Stanberg. 0 for 1 with the fly out. Or no, he struck out looking. That's right. Currently tense. Four-seamer down in the first pitch. Hitting the hole to third. Bash dives and cuts it off. Fires the second 1. Jumps to first. Low and knocked down by Sportswood. Fielder's choice. Runners at the corners for Hamster. 1 for 1 with a single. RBI chance for Henry. He singled his first time up. Ball up, but the first pitch floated in there at the letters. 0-1. Cutter down and away. Outside and low. 1-1. Two-seamer down. Runner goes. Strike called. Throw down by DeGrande. Drop by jumps. Runner was safe anyway. Stolen base for Stanberg. His first of the year. He's 1 for 1. 1-2 the count here. Slider down in the dirt. Good block. 2-2. Four-seamer down and in. Inside. Full count. Cutter down in the way. Outside. Ball 4. Third walk for Glover. Bases loaded. 2 down. Big chance for Blue, who walked his first time up. He's locked in still. And then scored on the home run by Manley. Ball down and in on the first pitch. Retard to third. Past the diving Bash into left field. That's a base hit. 5-2 the scores. The Herbisaurs extend the lead back to 3. And that'll bring up Manley, who homered his first time up. 3-run shot. RBI man is active and he's still locked in. Now hitting over 200. Cutter in the dirt. Blocked by DeGrande. Ball 1. Four-seamer up and in. Strike called. 1-1. Slider down and in. Low and inside. 2-1. Two-seamer down and away. Hit up the middle on the ground. Base hit into center. 1 run in. Second runner coming around. Throw from James is a good one. In time, but dropped by DeGrande. 2 runs score. 5 RBIs now for Manley. It is 7-2. Next up, Drill Farley. Home run last time up for the rookie. First of his career. It was also his first career hit, as Glover's now rattled. Two-seamer down and in the first pitch. Grounded up the middle. Past the diving jumps into right center. James there. Picks it up. Runner coming home. Here's the throw. Another good one, but it's dropped again by DeGrande. It is 8-2. RBI for Farley, second of his career. Next up, Sachs, 0 for 1 with the line out to center his first time up. Slider up and away in the first pitch. That's driven deep to right field by Sachs. Sox back to the warning track at the wall. Leaps out of his reach. It's a home run. First of the career for Yoink Sachs. That 3-run second of his career, actually. That makes it 11-2. The Herbisaurs break it open in the second. Next up is Milo Stewart, who's 0 for 1 today. Four-seamer down and in, line to second, leaping jumps out of his reach into the gap it goes, and they're going to bat around in the inning as Stewart was the 9th man to bat. It's going to be a double. Stokes up, singled in the beginning of the inning on an infielder grounder to shortstop. Four-seamer up and in, strike called, 0-1. Four-seamer up and away outside, 1-1. Cutter up and away, fouled off, 1-2. Ball down and in. Check swing in the dirt. 2-2. Slider away. Fouled off. Out of play. 2-2 still the count. Four-seamer up and in. Chased and fouled off. We'll do it again. Two-seamer Down and away, strike 3 called. Second punch out of the game for Glover. 2 down in the inning. Next up is Clark, who walked. Down and in, check swing strike called. 0-1. Steve Cutter away, swung through at 0-2. Two-seamer down and in, low off the catcher's glove. Runner digging for third. He will advance. Stewart and that now 90 feet away. 1-2 the count to Clark. Ball down and away. Chase and dribble back to the mound under Glover's glove. Charging Holmes on the bare hand. Just late. Infield single. It's 12-2. Next up, Stamber. Go for 2 today. Fastball from away. And the first pitch popped up behind short. Holmes out for it. Shortstop's there. And she'll put it away to end the inning. Herbivores send 12 men to bat, and they score 8 runs off of 7 hits. And then 1 walk, I think, or 2 walks. 12-2 now to the third. Lafayette, Holmes, and Jumps due up. There's Smash Lafayette 0-for-1 today on his first career at bat. He grounded out. Slider down and in, strike called, 0-1. Heater inside, strike called, 0-2. Fastball inside, chased and popped up behind second. Stokes there, 1 down. Next up, the shortstop Nora Holmes, who's locked in. 1-for-1 today with a single. Heater up and in, inside, ball 1. Fastball at the knees, blew it by Holmes, 1-1. Fastball from away, skied to right center. That's going to hang up there for Ralph Blue. 2 down. Base is empty for Jumps, who's 0-for-1. Changed away, pulled foul out of play, 0-1. Slider at the knees, line at the middle, past the diving Stewart. That's a base hit for Jumps. His first hit today, he's 1-for-2. That'll keep the inning alive here in the third. Here comes Belter, 0-for-1. Forkball away, misses, ball 1. That's outside. Fastball put in, skied by Belter to right center as he gets under it. Over forward is going to be the center fielder, Sachs. He'll call off Blue to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. 1 hit, but nothing comes of it. Bottom 3, it's 12-2. Hamster, Blue, and Manley do up. There's Hamster, 1-for-1 with a single and a walk. We're down and in, low, ball 1. Cutter down and in, inside, 2-0. Two-seamer down, fouled off, 2-1. Down in the way, fouled off, 2-2. Slider pin in, fouled off, we'll do it again. Two-seamer down and in, low and in the dirt, inside, 3-2. Two-seamer down in the way, line to first, diving Sportswood out of his reach into the corner. It goes for Hamster. And Sox misses it. That's going to be a double. Ralph Blue up next, 1-for-1 with a single walk and an RBI today. Four-seamer away, strike called, 0-1. Ball away is outside, 1-1. Cutter, two-seamer up and in, inside, 2-1. Two-seamer away, grounded to first, Sportswood over. He'll cut it off, take it himself, 1 down as the runner gets the third. Next up, Manley, 2-for-2 with a 2 RBI single last time up and a 3-run homer. His first at bat, RBI man once again active for Grunt. The ball up, ripped down the right field line. That is foul, but it had home run distance. 0-1 the count. Four-seamer down and in, line to first, right at Sportswood, 2 down. Next up is Drill Farley. Rookie singled on a run last time up. He's also hit a solo homer. He's 2-for-2. Two-seamer up and in the first pitch, high, ball 1. Slider middle of the plate. That's lined to short. Holmes dives, cuts it off on a hop, gets up and fires to first. In time to end the inning as Emerson puts up a 0 in her for the first time in her career. To the fourth, it's 12-2. Sportswood, Bash, and DeGrande do up. There's Sportswood, 1-for-1 with a single today. He also scored a run. Heater inside misses, ball 1. Forkball hangs, swung under it, 1-1. Change it down, pulled foul, 1-2. Fastball away is chased, 1 hopper to second. Stokes there for it, 1 down. Next up, Bobby Bash. He doubled his first time up and also scored a run. Heater down and then strike called, 0-1. Slider's low, 1-1. Slider inside, blooped into center field. That is down for a base hit as Bobby Bash delivers his second hit. He's 2-for-2. Runner on at first, one down for Tiny DeGrande, who had a sac fly his first time up for his first career RBI. No official at bat yet today for him. Fastball to Denise, chopped through the middle, off the diving Stokes' glove. That's an infield single for DeGrande. 2 on, 1 down. Next up, James, 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Fastball middle in, swung through it, 0-1. Fastball up and away, one line to short, right at Stewart for the second out. Everybody back safely. Seymour Sox up next, 0 for 1 with a fly out. Fastball up and in, line through the middle. Stewart dives and cuts it off behind the bag. Throw to first in time to get Sox, and that ends the inning because, of course, it's the Herbisaurs defense. I forgot they could make superhuman plays. 6, 7, and 8 due up here for the Herbisaurs in the bottom of the 4th as they're up by 10. Sachs 1 for 2 today with a 3-run bomb last time up, second of his young career. For a ball away, line to short, right at Holmes, 1 down. Stewart up next, 1 for 2 with a double. Forcing up and in, strike called, 0-1. Cutter down, that's grounded to second, right at Jumps. 2 down. Base is empty for Stokes, who's batted twice last inning, 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-out, or strikeout. Two-seamer down the middle, driven deep to center, hit well. James retreating to the warning track is there, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Glover, the first of her career. Or second, maybe, who cares? To the 5th, it's 12-2. Lafayette, Holmes, and Jumps due up. It's Lafayette, rookie 0 for 2 today with 2 groundouts. Heater down and then is inside. Ball 1. Heater up and in, strike called, 1-1. Fastball middle of the zone, line to left field, and that is down for a base hit. First hit of the young career for Smash Lafayette. He's 1 for 3 today. Leadoff man on for Nora Holmes, 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out today. Heater middle in, inside, ball 1. Fastball up is chased, fouled back, 1-1 the count, bad swing there. Fastball down and in, chopper to short, right at Stewart. 1 on to second, 1, Stokes to first, double play. Base is empty for Jumps, 1 for 2 with a single. Forkball inside, caught the zone, 0-1. Heater down and in, strike called, 0-2. Fastball up and away, chopped to short. Stewart there on to first, 1-2-3 inning. Yay. Bottom 5, it's 12-2. Clark, Stanberg, and Hamster do up. Halfway home here, we're getting blown out. Shocking. Against a team in our division with the weakest offense on paper. Yep, sounds about right. Clark leading off, singled in a run last time up. She's also walked. Heater inside, misses, ball 1. Glover up to 10th, Mojo. 2-seamer away, misses, 2-0. Cutter away, driven to right, hit well. Sox retreating a few steps, back to the warning track. Next catch, 1 down. Next up is Stanberg, 0 for 3 today, currently 10th. Slider up and in with the first pitch, inside, ball 1. We're outside, misses badly, 2-0. Ball down in the way, check swing strike called, 2-1. Cutter down and in, chased and grounded up the line, foul, 2-2. Receiver up and away, high and outside, 3-2. Receiver down, line to third, right at Bash, 2 down. Base empty for Hamster, 2 for 2 today. He's doubled, singled, and walked today. First pitch slider middle in, that's ripped to third on the line, right at Bash, 1-2-3 inning for Glover. She's through the 5th. To the 6th, it's 12-2. Belter, Sportswood, and Bash do up. There's Belter, 0 for 2 today. Here in there at the letters, 0-1. Slider away is Chase, grounded to first, backhanded by Manley. Flips the slack off in time, 1 down. Next up, Sportswood, 1 for 2 with a single. Heater in there at the knees, 0-1. Heater up and in, high, 1-1. Slider down and in is Chase, dribbled to short, charging Stewart on the bare hand, in time, 2 down. Base is empty for Bash, 2 for 2 today with the double and a single. Slider away in the first pitch, sky to right center. That's going to be up for Sachs, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Slackov in the 6th, as he's got a quality start. Bottom 6, it's 12-2. Blue, Manley, and Farley, heart of the lineup, due up. Glover, the rookie, done after 5 innings. It was a horrible debut. She gives up 12 earned runs, 11 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 2 home runs as well. Or is it 3? I think it's 3. Fuck it, who cares? Blue leading off, 1 for 2 with a single walk and an RBI driven in. We're going to go to the bullpen here. Going to turn it over to long reliever Rachel Rhubarb, who's locked in. Rachel on the year, no record, a 0 ERA and an 0.33 whip. She made her debut last episode against the Wild Pigs, throwing 3 scoreless innings in relief of Tarak Smith, giving up only 1 hit and striking out 4 batters. Batting average against 100 on the year for Rachel. Currently locked in from that appearance, facing a locked-in Ralph Blue to start. Two-seamer up and in, inside, ball 1. Four-seamer away, strike called, 1-1. Change down and away, that's driven to center, hit well by Blue. James retreats to the warning trap, he's there. Let's catch, 1 down. Grunt Manley up next, 2 for 3 today. He's hit a 3-run homer and singled in 2 runs. Lined out last time up. Slider in there at the knees, 0-1. Seamer down, fouled off, 0-2. Tough out activates for Manley here. First time that's been active today. Two-seamer inside. Chased at strike 3. 5th punch out of the year for Rhubarb, first today. 2 down, and that'll bring up Drill Farley, the rookie. 2 for 3 with a RBI single and a solo homer. Grounded out last time up. Or flew out last time up, maybe. Two-seamer down and in. Inside, ball 1. Change up and away. Outside, 2-0. Four-seamer down, low, 3-0. Slider down, low, ball 4. First walk for Rhubarb today. Warner at first, 2 down for Yoink Sacks. 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Flew out last time up. Four-seamer away, outside, ball 1. Slider down and in, that's fouled back, 1-1. Two-seamer down and in, low and inside, 2-1. Four-seamer down and away, low, 3-1. Change of middle in, check swing strike, full count. Four-seamer down, runner goes, swung for strike 3, 2nd punch out of the inning for Rhubarb. That ends the inning to the 7th. It's 12-2 still. DeGrande, James, and Sox to up here in game number 1 in the top of the 7th. DeGrande leading off, 1 for 1, singled last time up. He's also hit a sac fly and an RBI. Slider inside, misses, ball 1. Heater middle in, strike called, 1-1. Fastball up, hit up the line, off the diving Manley's glove. Keeps it in play though, it'll flip at the Slakov, 1 down. Slakov locked in, that'll bring up Geronimo James. Grounded into a double play last time up. 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI though. Strike at the letters, 0-1. Heater down in the way, strike called, 0-2. Fastball middle in, line to right center, over the leaping Stokes' glove, that's down for a base hit. Sacks there will cut it off, James will be held to a single. Slakov down to neutral, runner at first, 2-1 down for Seymour Sox, who's 0 for 2. That'll do it for Slakov. He goes 6 1/3, giving up 9 hits, 2 earned runs. He will get a quality start even if the runner at first scores. Coming out of the bullpen is the best reliever in the Herbesworth bullpen, rookie Chuck Filthwick, who's locked in. Filthwick on the air is 1-0. He has a 1.50 ERA and an 0.83 whip. 1 earned run given up in 3 appearances, totaling 6 innings, 5 hits surrendered, 1 homer, 4 strikeouts, and a batting average against .217. Sox 0 for 2 today. He's grounded into a double play and flown out. Heater in the way, strike called, 0-1. Fastball down and in, driven by Sox to left center field. That is going to be down for a hit. First hit of the year for Sox. He'll be on with a single as James gets the 3rd. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Next up is Lafayette, rookie 1 for 3, singled last time up, looking for his first career RBI. Heater up and in, strike called, 0-1. Fastball down and in, chopped in the hole to short. Stewart there, flips the second 1, Stokes to first, low and picked by Manley, but it's late on the fielder's choice. RBI for Lafayette, it is 12-3. Run at first, 2 down for Nora Holmes, 1 for 3 with a single. That run is charged to Slakov, but he will still finish with a quality start, despite giving up 3 runs. Holmes grounded into a double play last time up. Heater in there at the letters, 0-1 as Filthwick no longer locked in. Fastball up is chased, 0-2. Bad pitch to swing at as K-Man activates for Filthwick. Fastball up, fouled off, 0-2. Slider chased in the dirt, strike 3. Clark picks it quickly and throws it to first in time to end the inning. 1 run in for the hot corners on a fielder's choice ground out. 12-3 to the bottom of the 7th. Stewart, Stokes, and Clark due up. Here's Stewart, 1 for 3 with a double today. Rhubarb entering her second inning of work out of the bullpen. Forcing her down and away, low, ball 1. Two-seamer down and in, low and inside, 2-0. Slider pin away, a check swing strike called, 2-1. Fastball down, grounded up the middle, base hit. Stewart's second hit today, he's 2 for 4 as he's on lead off. I bring up Stokes, 1 for 3 with a single, still tense. Slider down and win the first pitch, low, ball 1. Two-seamer down low, good block by DeGrande, 2-0. Four-seamer up and in, inside, 3-0. Change up, high, ball 4. Third walk today for Rhubarb, 2 on. None down, and that'll do it for her, 1+ inning of work. Clark coming out next, 1 for 2 with a single walk and an RBI. We're going to go to the rookie left-hander, Handero Specialo, who came over from the Wild Pigs last episode as we signed him out of free agency. He has no record, a 0 ERA and a 0 whip. He made 1 appearance for the Wild Pigs before being cut in his rookie year. He gave up no runs through an inning and 2/3. No hits, 1 wild pitch, and 2 strikeouts. Not bad, batting average against 0 on the year. Forcing him down and in, low, ball 1. Curveball down in the way, in the dirt, 2-0. Slider up, that's high, 3-0. Here we go. Zoomer up, Clark takes it, strike called, 3-1. Slider inside, misses, ball 4. First walk for Specialo, bases loaded, none down. Stanberg up next, 0 for 4 intense, but specialist active for Specialo. Ball down on the first pitch, strike called at the knees, 0-1. Forcing me down and in, low, 1-1. Slider up and in, chased it high, 1-2 the count. Ball down, fouled back, still 1-2. Forcing me down in the way, blew it by him, strike 3. First punch out for Specialo. 1 down, base is still loaded for Henry Hamster. 2 for 3 today with a double single and a walk with high pitch active. Slider down at the knees on the first pitch, grounded at the middle, base hit into center. First run in was charged to Rhubarb, second run coming around as well. Throw is late. Both runs charged to Rhubarb, it is 14-3. Blew up next, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk and an RBI today. Forcing up and in on the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Curveball down in the way, in the dirt, 1-1. Slider down in the way, fouled off out of play, 1-2. Down and in, inside, 2-2. Slider down in the way, chased it in the dirt, strike 3. Second punch up for Specialo, 2 down. Base is empty for Manley, 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer and 2 RBI single. RBI man active again for the 4th time today, but specialist active against him. He's still locked in. Slider up in on the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Four-seamer away, chased and popped foul. That's out of play. 0-2. Tough out activates. Curveball down and in the dirt, 1-2. Also inside. Four-seamer away, chased and grounded up the line. Foul on the third base side, but do it again. Slider down in the way, grounded the first hard right at Sportswood. He'll take it himself. That ends the inning. Specialo gives up 2 inherited runners, but it was long over before they scored. 14-3, Herbers lead to the 8th. Hard lineup up for the hot corners one more time today. Jumps, Belter, and Sportswood, unless we start a magical rally. Jumps leading off, 1 for 3 with a single. Filtwick sets and fires. Heater up and in is high from the rookie as he's starting his second inning of work. Heater up and in, inside misses on the 2-seamer, 2-0. Fastball up and in, line by jumps all right at Stanberg, of course. 1 down, next to Bo Belter, for 3 today. Filtwick locked in again. In there at the knees, 0-1. Slider down in the way, dribbled to second. Easy play for Stokes, 2 down. Base is empty for Sportswood, 1 for 3 with a single. He is tense. 2-seamer up and away, high, ball 1. Slider at the knees, line to third, leaping his hamster to knock it down. Picks up and fires. Late infield single for Sportswood. He's 2 for 4, back to neutral. Bring up Bobby Bash is filtered down to neutral. Flew out last time up. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Heater up and in is high, ball 1. Heater up, strike called at the letters, 1-1. Fastball middle in, turned on by Bash, hit into the corner, but that'll hang up for Stanberg to end the inning. Bottom 8, it's still 14-3. Farley, Sachs, and Stewart due up. There's Farley, 2 for 3 today. Homer single and a walk for 2 RBIs today. Specialist active against him here. Ball down and away, foul off, 0-1. This will probably be Special's last batter. Fastball up, popped up into center. James coming in, he's there. He'll put it away for the first out. I don't want Special to get too tired, so. Sachs up next, 1-4 with the 3-run homer today. That'll do it for Special. Goes an inning and a third. Not bad, as we're going to hand it over to... let's give it over to Joseph Broseph, since he's tense. Let's see if we can fix his mojo here. Broseph on the air, got the loss in his first career appearance, going 1 inning and 2/3, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned, 10.80 ERA, and a 3 whip. 5 hits, 1 homer, 500 batting average against. Down the way, low, ball 1. Down and in, ground in the middle short. Holmes dives, cuts it off, gets up and fires. In time, 2 down. Good start for Broseph. He's back to neutral. Stewart up next, 2 for 4 with the double and a single. Up and in, blew it by him, 0-1. Slider outside, misses, 1-1. Goody, 2-seamer inside, strike called, 1-2. I have a phone call. Alrighty, we're back. 1 and 2 is the count here to Stewart as he's behind Broseph. Slider down in the way. That's chased and fouled off. We'll do it again. 1 and 2. Up and in. Fouled off. We'll do it again. 2-seamer up. Chase. Ooh, almost chased. 2-2. Down in the way. Ground to second. Jumps over on the backhand. Makes the play. Combined 1-2-3 inning for Specialo and Broseph. To the ninth, it's 14-3. Last chance to dance in game 1. DeGrande, James, and Sox 2 up. Probably got some more roster moves coming. Here's DeGrande, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. He'll lead off. Heater inside, misses ball 1. Slider down, that is popped up into shallow center. Easy play for Sachs there, 1 down. Next up is Geronimo James, 2 for 3 today with 2 singles and an RBI. Fastball up and away, fouled off on the left side, out of play, 0-1. Down and low, 1-1. Fastball inside, line to right center, that's down in the gap, base hit for James. This hits his 3rd hit today, he's 3 for 4. One of the few bright spots for us. Next up is the 9-hitter, Seymour Sox. Last time up, he's 1 for 3. And he was raced on a almost a double play ground out. Heater in there, strike called, 0-1. Chased inside, 0-2. Came in active for Filthwick. Fastball inside, broken bat liner to short. Easy catch for Stewart, 2 down. Last chance is Smash Lafayette. Rookie hit an RBI ground out last time up. He's 1 for 4. He's also singled. First RBI of his career. Heater inside, strike called, 0-1. Fastball up and in line to second, right at Stokes, and that hard hit out is the last play of the game. Hot Corners get trounced in game 1, 14-3. Yeah, Glover just got shit on her first 2 innings, then threw 3 shutout afterwards. Then they got some garbage runs late in the 7th, so tough loss. Hitless today for us was Belter. Everyone else got at least 1 hit. Lafayette had his first career hit at an RBI today. Seymour Sox got his first hit of the year. Geronimo James had an RBI. He had a 3-hit day to pace the team, and DeGrande had his first career RBI on a sac fly. Lafayette's first RBI was on a ground out. The other's choice. On the other side for the Herbivores, hitless today was Morton Stanberg. Everyone else got at least 1. 3 hits for Henry Hamster. He had 2 RBIs today. Ralph Blue had an RBI. Grunt Manley had a 3-run homer and a 2-run single. Rookie Drill Farley had his first career hit, which was a homer, and he also drove in 2. Young Sachs had a 3-run homer, and Fiona Clark had an RBI. Glover takes the loss, 5 innings, 11 hits, 12 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 homers, a 21.60 ERA, and she falls to 0-1. Rhubarb an inning, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Special inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and Broseph 2/3 of an inning. On the other side, Slackov, quality start, 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs given up. He improves to 1-0, and Chuck Filthwick goes 2 2/3 in the end to get the hold, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. Manley, the player of the game with the 5 RBIs, followed by Henry Hamster with his 3-hit day, and then Drill Farley with his first career 2 career RBIs and his first career home run. And that's another loss. We're 0-4 to start the year. Oh joy. This is looking like this might be a mojo issue because it doesn't seem like we're due. That's our first really bad loss of the year, yes, but I think that might be the issue. We might need to drop it. I want to see if that's the problem. Look around the league, see if any roster moves were made here. Looks like there's a few. Buck Avila, the rookie shortstop, is signed to the Sawtooth as they get rid of outfielder Kathy Cul-de-Sac. Moving up the list, let's see. Grayson Snyder, rookie closer, is picked up to replace closer Ricky McFarland. Joseph Broseph loses 2 accuracy. That's not great. Alright, that's it. Okay, sim up to the next game here. Then we'll look at, roster moves and whatnot. We are playing the Herbivores again, so stick around. We have a doubleheader today. Freebooter's going to blow out the Blowfish. Fitting, 7-1. Get their second win. And the Heaters rally to beat the Buzzards 8-5 to remain perfect at 4-0, you bastards. Grapplers beat the Crocs 3-1 as the Crocs are on a 3-game losing streak. Sirloins beat the Wild Pigs easily 9-3 as they remain perfect at 5-0. Moonstar shut out the Sandcats 3-0. Blowfish try to rally but get smashed by the Moose 8-3. Moose take the division lead at 3-2 now. And Platypi win 8-4 over the wide loads. 2 games left. Nemesis hold off the Grapplers. They win 8-3. And in the final game of the sim, Jacks beat the Beewolves 5-2. Jacks at 4-1 to start the year. So again, we're still the only winless team. We're going to have a battle of the aces here in Game 2. Yolanda Cooper, who took the loss, a complete game loss on opening day. She went 8 innings. Took the loss, is now 0-1. She has a 4.50 ERA and a 1.25 whip. She gave up 4 runs in that start, losing 4-3. And on the other side for the Herbisaurs, it is ace Gem Qualita, who took the loss her first time out as well. 0-1. She has a 10.38 ERA and a 2.08 whip. And it looks like Burko is juiced. He wants to prove himself. Okay, Stu, I see you. You going to get to play? I can't ignore that. He's going to get to play. Roster moves. Are there any roster moves? Let's see. Tyrone Vo is still too expensive for a B- catcher, so we are going to wait on signing him. Micah Chevwell is looking unlikely. We'll be making a move on him, so we're going to take him off the star roster here. Moving down to second base. Landon LeBlanc, still 5.2, is too expensive for a C+, and Droop at 4.4, still too expensive. So between the two of them, obviously I would lean towards LeBlanc, just because he's already better rated. And he'd be a good bench bat for us. He'll replace Randy Mann, obviously, who's at 4.3. Moving down, we have, what else is next? Third base, Mateo Wade, 9.7 million, still too expensive for a B overall. And Tyree Vaughn, the young shortstop, is at 5.5, still too expensive for a 28-year-old with whiffer. Moving down the list, Gray Island is at 7.5, and Marcos Resplendent Jr. is at 7.7. They are both in the signing point for right fielders at this caliber. Resplendent would be the one I would lean towards because he's the more well-rounded player, despite having whiffer as a trait. We would be looking to sign him maybe to replace Seymour Sox or to replace Bo Belter, depending on how we're feeling. I like Bo Belter, but we're losing. We're 0-4. It would probably be best to get rid of his giant $10 million contract. That's just my opinion. Moving to pitching side of things, Feynman at 6.8. Probably want to pick him up here because I don't think he's going to get much lower than that. Noah Peters at 7.8. That's a little expensive for a 29-year-old. Robbins is at 5.3. Still a little expensive for a B- reliever. You're looking at about $4.5 million generally for them. And Brew Hoffman, the closer, same thing. He's actually probably right about what you would sign for a closer at this point. But we're going to wait. We don't really use closers that often in my series anyway, so he's just an interesting rookie. And the way we've been playing, we don't really need a closer since we're winless and haven't really had a lead for the most part. So yeah, we're not going to make any roster moves at this point in time. We might actually bring in Feynman. I think he'll be the only one we'll make. We're going to bring him in to get rid of Tarak Smith. It's going to cost us $4 million, sure, but in the end, it's going to bump up our rotation, so I will take that. Alright, he's on. Alright, I think we might be set for pitching moves for the rest of the year. Maybe we'll see. Depends on how the rest of the year goes. That's the only roster move I think we are going to make. Everyone else is not yet in the signing point for their respective overall and pay scales, except for Resplendent and Island. We're going to hold off on making that move for right now to see what's going on. Moving down that, okay, yep. So that's it. That's the only move we'll make. We'll sign Feynman. Alright, player development. Let's have a look. Alright, so Amazers is still here, so is Kaiser's. Interesting. We might have enough for both. Let's do math. 800, let's see, 7 and 4 is 1. Carry the 1. 4, 8... 12. We don't have enough. 1281. 800. We're missing it by a couple thousand. Kaiser's is only at 19% though, so we can pick it up next time. Randy Man, I'm looking to get rid of him, so I'm not interested in upgrading him. Bobby Bash, again, we're looking to get rid of him down the line as well because he is starting to regress, obviously. Yolanda Cooper, that's to have a chance at K-Dud. Hal Bruce, fielding, that's not a bad upgrade. I do like that. Maybe this one for him trumps this one for Kaiser. We'll see. Right now, that's only a 3%. It can wait. We are going to go for this one for Hayes. Gets the small roll on velocity plus 2 to 40 and 1 jump to 98. He's almost maxed out. Good for Hayemazo. Alright, let's jump into the next game here of the episode. But first, that's right, I did say we were going to drop the ego. I want to see if that's the issue. Drop it down to 80, see if that's the problem. All right, lineup. It'll be Dark Sportswood leading off at first base. Following him is DH Stu Burko, who is juiced out of his mind. Jeb Jones batting third at second base. Bill Belter in right batting fourth. Nora Holmes batting fifth at shortstop. Bobby Bash batting sixth at third base. Lafayette batting seventh and left. DeGrande batting eighth behind the dish. And Geronimo James batting ninth in center field. So with Burko being juiced out of his mind, that kind of forced my hand to have him play today against the right-handed pitcher. I could have benched Sportswood, but Sportswood has good fielding for a first baseman, so we kind of need him out there. And with Burko moving to DH, that forces Bo Belter into the lineup. He'll have to play right field. So Seymour Sox only had one hit last episode, is going to go to the bench for the time being. All right, let's get it on. We're going to be up first again. Sportswood Burko and jumps against the ace, Jim Quilita. All right, how bad was her first start? Sportswood ready to start, batting .313 with a homer and an RBI. How bad was her first start? Quilita in her debut on opening day gave up 5 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. That's not horrible, but it's not great either. 10.38 ERA and a 2.08 WHIP. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 walks, 2 homers, and 5 strikeouts. Batting average against the year, .294. Curveball up and in is strike called with letters, 0-1. Curveball away. Sportswood lines it down the right field line. That is down for a hit. Leadoff man on for the hot corners. Next up is DH Stu Burko, who's juiced. Sat out last game in the first game of this doubleheader. .455 with 2 RBIs on the year. Heater away is outside. Ball 1. Cutter up and in high. 2-0. Curveball's in there at the knees. 2-1. Fastball inside, bloop to left center field over Stewart. Oh no, he leaped and robbed him of a hit, and that's going to double off Sportswood. 2 down. Here's jumps. Second baseman hitting .250 with 3 RBIs. Cutter down and away, strike called. 0-1. Cutter low, 1-1. Curveball and in, line to right. Leaping is Stokes to rob him of a hit. Bottom 1, it's scoreless. Hamster, Rojas, and Farley do up. Leading off Henry Hamster, third baseman locked in. He had 3 hits in the first game, hitting .438 with the homer, 4 RBIs, and the high pitch to active. He will face our ace, Yolanda Cooper. Cooper, in her first start on opening day, through a complete game, got the loss. Going 8 innings, she gave up 4 earned runs for a .450 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. She gave up 10 hits total with 1 homer and 7 strikeouts, and she did throw a complete game loss. .294 batting average against. Fastball away in the first pitch to Hamster, driven deep to right field, hit well, and that is off the fence. Belter gets it in quickly, but it's a leadoff double for Hamster. Next up, batting second today is right fielder Juan Rojas. He is catching today for the Herbivores as he is in for Fiona Clark, hitless on the year. He did not play in the first game. Lineup behind him is, after it, is right fielder Drill Farley, the rookie, batting fourth, first baseman Grunt Manley. Ralph Blue, the utility man, is playing DH today. He is locked in. Batting 6th, 10th left fielder Morton Stamberg. Batting 7th, shortstop Milo Stewart. Batting 8th, center fielder Yoink Sachs. And batting 9th is the 10th second baseman Annabella Stokes. Rojas with the RBI chance, looking for his first hit of the season. Got her up and in on the first pitch, ripped the short right at Holmes, 1 down. Drill Farley up next, rookie right fielder, batting .250 on the year with a homer and 2 RBIs. Change it down and in. That's grounded up the middle to short. Holmes there. Throws to third. Hamster out as he tried to get greedy on the fielder's choice. Runner first, 2 down for Manley. First baseman hitting .250 on the year with 2 homers, 7 RBIs, and this is the first time in this doubleheader he has not had RBI man active in an at-bat to start. Slider down in the way in the first pitch. Strike called, 0-1. Down and in. Check swing, strike called, 0-2. Tough out activates. Cutter up and away. Outside, 1-2. Force him up and in. High, 2-2. Change it down the way. Grounded up the middle. Base hit for Manley. That 2-out single keeps the inning alive. 2 on, 2 down. Next up, Ralph Blue, the DH in the 5 slot today. Locked in, hitting .389 with 2 homers, 6 RBIs on the year. Cutter down and away in the first pitch. Strike called, 0-1. Seam up and in. Check swing strike called. 0-2. Slider down and in. Grounded in the hole. Past the diving Sportswood into right field. Belter comes up throwing. Farley's going to try and score. Here's the throw. Just in time to nail him at the plate. Outfield assist for the weak arm, Bo Belter. To the second. We're scoreless as both defenses save some runs. 4, 5, and 6 to up for the hot corners. Belter, Holmes, and Bash.
Now batting, the right fielder, Bo Belter.
Bo Belter leading off. Center fielder hitting .250 on the year with a homer. 4 RBIs. Cutter up. Strike called from Coolito. 0-1. That cutter's in the dirt as it bounces. 1-1. Heater away. Strike called. 1-2. Cutter away. Line to right center. Leaping is Stokes to rob him of a base hit. That's becoming a theme. Next up, Nora Holmes. Shortstop hitting .375 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Fastball middle in. Driven by Holmes to deep right field. Chasing Farley back. He's there at the warning track, though. 2 down. Base is empty for Bobby Bash. Third baseman hitting .313 with an RBI on the year. Cutter down in the way. A two-seamer down in the way. Low. Ball 1. Two-seamer away. Caught the zone. 1-1. Fastball middle in. Popped up behind short. Stewart there in the grass in left center. I'll make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Quilita. Bottom 2. It's scoreless. Stanberg, Stewart, and Sachs do it. Here's Stanberg, left fielder, Tense, hitting .211 with a homer and an RBI today. He was the only batter hitless in the first game of the doubleheader as that cutter up and in is fouled back. 0-1. Change it down and in. Fouled off. 0-2. Slider down and away. Low. 1-2. Seam up and away. Line to left center. That's in the gap, and that is down for a hit. His first hit today in the doubleheader. So it rolls all the way into the deepest part of the park. It's going to be a leadoff triple for Stanberg. Next up, Milo Stewart, the shortstop, hitting .267 with an RBI on the year. Cutter away in the first pitch, line to short. Holmes leaps out of her reach into the gap. Extra bases for Stewart. 1-0 Herbivores. It's a double. Next up, Yoink Sachs, center fielder, hitting .200. 2 homers, 4 RBIs on the year. Change it down and in on the first pitch. Strike called. 0-1. Force him down and away. Driven deep to right center field by Sachs, and that is long gone. Second homer of the doubleheader for Sachs, his third of the season. That 2-run shot makes it 3-0 Herbivores in the second, as that continues to be their big inning. Remember, they scored 8 in this inning in the first game. Stokes up next, second baseman Tense, hitting .308 to Cooper, also Tense. Slider up on the first pitch, hangs, skied to left center. James over for it. Makes the catch, 1 down. Next up, Hamster, 1-for-1 with a double. Stranded in the first inning. Or no, he was picked off trying to get the third on the fielder's choice ground out. Four-seamer down, low ball 1. Change it down and away. Fouled off, 4-1. Cutter down and in. Check swing inside. 2-1. Zoom down and away. Check swing strike called this time. 2-2. Slider down and away. In the dirt. Chased it. Strike 3. First punch up for Cooper. 2 down. Base empty for Juan Rojas. 0-1 today. Seam at the knees on the first pitch. Line to first. Right at Sportswood. That ends the inning. But 3 runs in. 1 on the RBI double by Stewart. And 2 on the home run by Yoink Sachs. 3-0 to the third. Herbivores lead. Bottom of the lineup up for the hot corners here, Lafayette, DeGrande, and James. Leading off, rookie left fielder Smash Lafayette, hitting 1-for-5 in his career. 1 RBI on this season. Outside pitch active for the rookie. Slider down and away in the first pitch, driven deep left field, hit well by Lafayette, and that's off the top of the fence there in left center, as that's going to be extra bases for the rookie. His first career extra base hit is a double, as he misses a home run by mere inches. Tiny DeGrande up next. Catchers hit a sac fly the first game of the episode to get his first career RBI on the board. He had 1 hit in the game as well. Batting 182. Two-seamer down and in, strike called. 0-1. Curveball down in the way. Skied to center off the bat. In for it is going to be Sachs, as that's going to be an easy out. Runner will hold, as Sachs has the best arm of the outfielders. Next up is the center fielder, Geronimo James, who had 3 hits in the first game. He went 3 for 4. Outside pitch active. He also drew up in his first run of the year, hitting .438, 1 RBI in the year. 2-seamer down and away, strike called, 0-1. Fastball down and in on the cutter, ground to second, Stokes to first, 2 down. Lafayette advances to third on the play. Now bring up Sportswood, 1 for 1 with a single. Slider up, that's high, ball 1. Fastball down and away outside, 2-0 the count to Sportswood. Slider middle in, sky to left as he missed it. Just missed the barrel. Stanberg there. That ends the inning. Bottom 3, it's 3-0. Farley, Manley, and Blue do up. Here's Farley, 0 for 1 today. Four-seamer up and in. Grounded up the middle. Base hit. Farley on to lead off the inning. He's 1 for 2. Next up, Manley, 1 for 1 with a single. Slider at the knees on the first pitch, grounded to first, right at Sportswood will fire to second. 1, Holmes back to Sportswood in time for the double play. Next up, Blue, 1 for 1 with a single as Cooper back to neutral mojo here. Cutter up and in on the first pitch, fouled off, 0-1. Slider down, strike called at the knees, 0-2. Changeup up, out in front of it, strike 3 swinging. Second punch out today for Cooper, that ends the inning. Top of the 4th, it's still 3-0 Herbisaurs. Burko jumps and Belter do up. Stu Burko leading off, 0 for 1. Lined into a double play his first time up on a leaping grab by Stewart. Cutter low, ball 1. Cutter low again, 2-0 the count. Fastball away, misses, 3-0. Fastball up and away outside, strike call, 3-1. Cutter high, misses, ball 4. First walk today for Quilita. Burko reaches the lead off. Here's jumps, 0 for 1 with a line out to second. Reaping catch by Stokes. Curveball up on the first pitch line to dead center. It hung, but it's right at Sachs, 1 down. Unlucky there. Next up's the cleanup hitter, Bo Belter. Lined out to second on a leaping grab by Stokes his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Fastball up and in, strike called, 0-1. Cutter away is outside, 1-1. Check swing in the dirt on the cutter, 2-1 the count to Belter. Fastball down and in, driven deep by Belter to center. That's going to hang up for Sachs, 2 down. Next up, Nora Holmes, 0 for 1 today. Flew out the right fielder first time up. Fastball up on the first pitch, fouled off, out of play on the right side, 0-1. Fastball for Dennis Chase, dribbled in the hole to third. Hamster charges on the bare hand in time to first end the inning. Bottom 4, it's still 3-0. Stanberg, Stewart, and Sachs do up. Here's Stanberg, 1 for 1 with a triple today. A run scored. Fastball up and in, fouled off, 0-1. Change it down and in, out in front of it, 0-2 the count. Slider up, fouled off, 0-2. Cutter down and away. Chased it outside, strike 3. Third punch up for Cooper today, 1 down. Next up, Stewart, 1 for 1 with an RBI double. He then scored on the home run by Sachs later in the inning. Cutter down and in on the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Receiver up and away, high, 1-1. Slider away, outside, 2-1. Change it down and in. Grounded to the middle of the short. Holmes dives, cuts it off, nice play. Fires to first, in time, 2 down. Base empty for Sachs, 2-run homer last time up. He's 1 for 1 today. Change it down and away in the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Slider up, swung through it, 0-2 the count. Receiver middle in, grounded the second, charging jumps. He'll make the play to first, 1-2-3 inning for Cooper in the 4th. To the 5th, it's 3-0 still. Bash, Lafayette, and Grande do up. Bobby Bash leading off, 0 for 1 with a pop out his first time up. 2-seamer up and away outside, ball 1. Quilita locked in here. Slider low, 2-0. Curveball hangs, line to right center, in the gap it goes. Extra bases for Bobby Bash as that rolls to the deepest part of the park. At 413, I always think left center is the deepest part here for some reason. It's a leadoff double for Bobby. Right center field is literally 2 feet deeper than left center field. 413, 411. Smash Lafayette up next. Ricky doubled last time up. He's 1 for 1 today as Quilita's locked in here. Still. Fastball middle in, strike called, 0-1. Fastball down, line to center, right at Sachs for an easy first out. He's bashed back safely. Next at Tiny DeGrande, 0-1 with a sky ball to center his first time up. Cutter middle of the plate, turned on and fouled off, out of play. That had the distance though. 0-1. Fastball in the dirt, chase back to the mound. Colita fires to first for the second out as Bash holds at second. Next up is Geronimo James, 0-1 today. Grounded up to first his first time up. Slider up and in, fisted to left field, sinking quickly, but Stanberg gets there. That ends the inning as again we strand a runner in scoring position. Bottom 5, it's still 3-0. Stokes, Hamster, and Rojas do up as we're halfway home in Game 2. It's not looking good. Stokes leading off, 0-1 today, intense. Fastball to knees, line to right center, belt through there, doesn't get there as that's a single. Leadoff woman on in the 5th. Next up, Hamster, 1-for-2 at the double. Slider down in the end of the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Cutter middle away, fouled off, 0-2. Receiver down in the way, low, 1-2. He's down and in. Line to short, right at Holmes, 1 down. Next up, Ron Rojas, 0-for-2 today. Change bet the knees on the first pitch, check swing low, ball 1. Receiver down in the way, lined in the hole to right field, base hit for Rojas, his first hit of the year, he's 1-for-3 today. 2 on, 1 down. Next up is Drill Farley, 1-for-2 with a single. Reached on the fielder's choice as well today. Cutter up and in the first pitch, lined in the hole, base hit in the left center. Lafayette gets to it, runner trying to score, here's the throw, cut by Sportswood, it's a single, 4-0. Next up, Manley, 1-for-2 with a single, RBI man active. Slider down in the way in the first pitch, low, ball 1. Four-seamer up and away, check swing strike called, 1-1. Change of middle of the zone, that's crushed and that's gone, that was a hanger. And it's almost out of the ballpark. Home run for Manley, his 3rd of the year. Second of the doubleheader, and that makes it 7-0. So they break it open in the 5th. Ralph blew up next, 1-for-2 with a single, as Cooper now tense. Receiver down and in. Lined up the middle to short. Holmes picks the hopper to her left, makes the play to first. 2 down. Next up is Stanberg, 1-for-2 with a triple. Slider middle in, inside, ball 1. Receiver up and away. High. Strike called anyway. 1-1. Cutter up and in. Chased and fouled off. 1-2. Change it down. Low in the dirt. 2-2. Receiver down and in. Low. 3-2. Cutter down. Grounded in the hole to third. Bash dives out of his reach. Single into left. Keeps the inning alive here. Next up, Stewart. 1-for-2 with an RBI double today. Cutter up and away in the first pitch. Strike called, 0-1. Receiver up. Fouled off, 0-2. Change it down in the way. Low in the dirt away, 1-2. Slider down in the way. Fouled off, still 1-2. Cutter up and in. Fouled off, we'll do it again. Still 1-2. Receiver up and away. High and outside, 2-2. Change of middle in, inside, 3-2. Runner at first is off with the pitch. Cutter away, chased at strike 3, 4th punch out for Cooper, that ends the inning. But a big 3-run homer for Manley caps a 4-run inning for the Herbivores. Other run comes in on a single by Farley, 7-0 to the 6th. Looks like it's going to be a winless year for the Hot Corners. There's Sportswood, 1-for-2 with a single today. 2-seamer up and away, strike called, 0-1. Heater up and in, strike called, 0-2. Slider away, bloop to right. Down over the leaping Stokes, base hit for Sportswood. Second hit today for Dirk, he's 2-for-3. Next up, Stu Berko, who walked last time up. He's 0-for-1 with a line out into a double play and a walk. Fastball away, strike called, 0-1. Fastball up and in, blow from Brad Liner over the diving Manley's glove, cut off by Stokes in right field. Throw to first in time on the fielder's choice, 1 down. Next up, jumps 0 for 2 today. Jeb's lined out twice. Fastball down and in, low, ball 1. Cutter away, strike called, 1-1. Curveball up and away is high and outside, 2-1. Fastball down and away, driven deep left center field. That is carrying into the gap. That is extra bases for Jeb Jumps. He's going to drive in the first run of the game for the Hot Corners. It is 7-1 on the double. Nice. Julita no longer locked in, and that'll bring up Bo Belter 0 for 2 today. Lined out and grounded out. Oh, no, he's lined out twice, too. Fastball down and in, strike called, 0-1. Fastball down and away, line to right field over the leaping Manley's glove. That's down for a hit. Jumps coming around third. He's going to try it. Here's the throw from Farley. It's close. Just late. RBI single for Belter. It's 7-2. More Holmes up next, 0 for 2 today. Fastball up and in, inside. Ball 1. Fastball up. Line by Holmes to dead center field, but it's right at Sachs. 2 down. I think that's the 3rd time we've done that today in this game. Belter still at first. 2 down for Bobby Bash. 1 for 2 with a double today. Fastball outside, misses from Colito, ball 1. Curveball down in the way, is outside in the dirt, 2-0 the count. Fastball up, hard chopper to second, right at Stokes, that ends the inning. Bottom 6 at 7-2, we're down 5. Sachs, Stokes, and Hamster due up. Sachs 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer today. Fastball away in the first pitch, line to right center, lunging his jumps out of his reach, base hit. Second hit for Sachs today, he's 2 for 3. Next up is Stokes, 1 for 2 with a single. Steeler active for Sachs over at first base. Slider inside, misses, ball 1. Receiver down and in, low, 2-0. Cutter away, fouled off, 2-1. Receiver way outside, 3-1. Change it middle in. Blooper to right center field. Belter coming on. Doesn't get there. That's down for a hit. Sachs reads it perfectly. He'll get to third. Bash's throw to second is late. It's a double for Stokes. That's going to do it for Cooper. 2 on to reach here in the start of the 6th. She'll go 5+ innings, giving up 14 hits. 7 earned runs right now. The runner is on base, her responsibility. She strikes out 4. Gives up 2 home runs. Coming out of the bullpen is going to be... let's give it to right-hander Amazo Hayes. Rookie making his 2nd appearance of the season. In his first, he gave up 3 earned runs in an inning and a third, 20.25 ERA, and a 2.25 whip. 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Batting average against .333. Receiver down and in on the first pitch. Grounded to first. Sportswood overtakes it himself to the bag. Beats Hamster. RBI ground out, 8-2. Runner at third, 1 down for Rojas, 1 for 3 with a single. Curveball down in the dirt. Good block. Doesn't get far enough away. 1-0 the count. Four-seamer middle in. Strike called on the inside corner, 1-1. Slider up and away. High, 2-1. Change up at the knees. Grounded in the hold short. Holmes over on the backhand. Fires to first. In time for the RBI ground out. 9-2 Herbivores now lead. Here's Farley. 2 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI. So we're up and away in the first pitch. Struck called, 0-1. Slider down in the dirt, 1-1. Change it down in the way, low and outside, 2-1. Receiver middle in, grounded to third. Bash charges, makes the play to first. And Hayes gets out of the inning. To the 7th, it's 9-2 as the Herbivores get their lead right back up to 7. Lafayette to Grande and James to up. Here's Lafayette, 1 for 2 with a double. That's a pitch active for the rookie. Way outside, ball 1. Fastball middle in, swung through it late, 1-1. Fastball down and in, chopper to second. Right at Stokes, 1 down. Next up to Grande, 0 for 2 today in 10th. I'm going to pinch hit for him and bring in rookie backup catcher Grill McGillies as he'll make his first career at bat here. McGillies is a below average hitter, but he's got some upside. He's only 21, so 22 years old or something like that. Is he 21, 23? What is he? He's 23. He's got upside. Let's see what he's got brings to the table. Curveball down and in on the first pitch, ripped hard to right, but right at Farley. 2 down. Next up, James over 2 today, intense. Curveball up and in, line to right center. That's down for a hit. First hit today for James. He's 1 for 3. Next up, Sportswood, 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Heater inside, misses, ball 1. James goes on the next pitch, cutter away, strike called, throw down by Rojas. In time to get him, of course, because fuck you, game. Bottom 7, it's 9-2. Manly, Blue, and Stanbrook do up. This game just doesn't want me to have any sort of success with this team. Here's Manly, 2 for 3 today, 3-run homer and a single. McGillies remains in the game at catcher. Slider inside on the check swing, misses, ball 1. Well, that was a changeup, never mind. Fastball down the way, 1 hopper to short. Holmes there for it, 1 down. Next up, Blue, 1 for 3 with a single. Curveball up and away in the first pitch, fouled off, 0-1. Slider down and in, low, 1-1. Receiver down in the way, low, 2-1. Change up and in, inside, 3-1. Slider down in the way, low, ball 4. First walk for Hayes today. Runner on, 1 down for Stanberg. 2 for 3 with a triple and a single. Curveball away in the first pitch, strike called, 0-1. Receiver down and in, chopped up the middle. Holmes charges, flips the second 1, jumps the first, late, fielder's choice. 2 down, here's Stewart, 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI today. Slider up and in, strike called, 0-1. Receiver down and in, low, 1-1. Change up and away, fouled off out of play, 1-2. Slider down and away, lined up the middle over the leaping Holmes' glove, that's down for a hit. James gets it in quickly, runner goes for third, runners at the corners, 2 down. Here's Sachs, 2 for 3, single last time up, he's also a 2-run homer. There's him up and down the first pitch, way high, ball 1. Ball down in the way, in the dirt, 1-1. Goes for second, he'll make it safely. 2-0 the count. Change it down and in, low, ball 3, 3-0. Let's him up and away, strike called, 3-1. Slider away, strike called, full count. Slider down, grounded to second, right at jumps, he'll make a play to first. And Hayes gets out of the 8th with the out of the 7th with a 0. To the 8th, it's 9-2. Sportswood, Burko, and Jumps do up. Sportswood 2 for 3 today at the top of the lineup, looking to get his 3rd hit of the game against Quilita. Cutter away, strike called, 0-1. Heater up and in, high, 1-1. Heater down the way, outside, 2-1. Cutter away, line to second, right at Stokes, 1 down. Burko up next, 0 for 2 with a walk. Tees him up and in, strike called, 0-1. Heater away, outside, 1-1. Fastball up and in, line to short, right at Stewart. 2 down. Base is empty for Jumps, 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Fastball in there, middle of the plate, 0-1. Fastball away, fouled off, 0-2. Fastball up and away, blooper to left field. Soft fly ball is caught by Stamberg. 1-2-3 inning for Quilita as she is through the 8th. Bottom 8, it's 9-2. Stokes, Hamster, and Rojas do up. Hayes done after 2 innings of work. Gives up a hit and a walk. No runs. Stokes 2 for 3 today with a double and a single at the bottom of the lineup. Gonna give it to... let's give it to... Give it to Broseph. He's the best rested. Just Broseph threw a scoreless 2/3 of an inning in the first game of the doubleheader. He's coming in here 0-1, 7.71 ERA and a 2.14 WHIP. 3 runs, 2 earned in 2 games period, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 homer, and 4.17 batting average against. 9-1-2 for him here in the 8th. Fastball low, ball 1. Zoomer up, fouled off, 1-1. Fastball at the knees, lined at the middle to short on the ground. Jumps, dives to his right, makes the play. 1 down. Next up is Hamster, 1-4 with an RBI double. High pitch active here. Slider down in the way. Low and outside. 1-0. Down in the way. Strike called. 1-1. Two-seamer down and in. Grounded at the third base line. Bash dives out of his reach. Base hit for Hamster. His third hit today at the top of the lineup. He'll be on with one down. Next up, Rojas, 1-for-4 with an RBI single. Slider inside, misses, ball one. Two-seamer away, strike called, 1-1. Two-seamer middle in, fouled off, 1-2. Whiffer activates for Rojas. Two-seamer up and away. Strike 3 on the call strike. First punch, career punch for Broseph. 2 down, and that'll bring up Farley. 2-for-4, 2 singles, and an RBI. Slider middle in, hangs, turned on, ripped down the line, but foul, out of play. That had the distance. 0-1. Slider up, hangs again, fouled off this time. 0-2. Two-seamer down, in the dirt. 1-2. Four-seamer down in the way. Check swing low. 2-2. Four-seamer up and in. High. 3-2. Slider middle in, inside, ball 4. First walk from Broseph as the runner reaches. 2 on, 2 down for Manly, 2-for-4. RBI man active, 3-run homer and a single today. Two-seamer inside, chased, off the catcher's glove, everybody holds. 0-1 the count. Slider down in the way in the dirt, 1-1. Two-seamer down in the waist, check swing strike called, 1-2. Top out active, two-seamer up and away, chased it, strike 3. Second punch up for Broseph, that ends the inning as he gets a 0. To the 9th, it's 9-2. Belter, Holmes, and Bash are the last chance. There's Belter, 1-for-3 with an RBI single today. Right there with the heater, 0-1. Heater low, 1-1. Cutter up and away, lined at the middle, diving is Stokes to make the stop. 1 down. Next up, Holmes, 0-for-3 today. Heater in there at the knees, 0-1. Curveball down, line to short, right at Stewart, 2 down. Next up, Bash, 1-for-3 with a double as Quilita 1 out away from a complete game victory. Strike in there, 0-1. Slider away, line to right. Hangs up for Farley, 1-2-3, 9th inning for Quilita. She throws a complete game and gets the win. Hot Corners get swept today in the doubleheader. We lose the second game by 7, 9-2 the final. We're 0-5 to start the year. Tear it down. I quit. I thought we got rid of these vibes. What the fuck, guys? It's like we get worse with each game. Hitless today, Burko, Holmes, Grande, and McGillies, who only had 1 at bat. RBIs for Belter and Jumps. They're in the middle innings. On the other side, everybody got an RBI today except Blues, Stamberg, and Stokes. Nobody was hitless for the Herbisaurs. Everyone got at least 1 hit. Big 3-run homer for Grunt Manley and a 2-run homer for Ewing Sachs. That was the second for each of them in this doubleheader. Farley chipped in an RBI single. Rojas had an RBI single. Hamster had an RBI double. Stewart had an RBI double as well. Cooper takes the loss. Only 5 innings today. 14 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned homers. She falls to 0-2. Hayes, 2 innings out of the bullpen, giving up a hit and a walk. And Broseph, an inning, giving up a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Quilita throws a complete game, 9 innings, 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned runs, no strikeouts, but she gets the victory. And it's a quality start, living up to her last name. Manley, the player of the game, with his 3-run homer, followed by Sachs with his 2-run homer, and then Quilita with her complete game victory. And we're 0-5. What's new? Our team sucks. Cheers, cunts. Alright, let's tear it down. Let's take a deep look at the roster to see who is struggling and who is not. First things first, let's look around the league. Any roster moves? Looks like 1, 2, only 2. Buzzards get Godfred Sparks, the starter reliever. Really good one. They'll replace Meade Commonly in their bullpen. That's a massive upgrade for them. Marcos Resplendent gets +5 for speed. Gray Island +2 fielding. Hannah Hogswind is cut by the Buzzards as they bring in rookie starter Gander Newman. Solid name. $6.1 million. Vaughn loses 8 contact. That leads me to think I probably shouldn't sign him. Feynman loses 1 contact, but he's a pitcher. It's okay. He's never going to bat. Let's sim up to the next game here. We're 0-5. We're going to have another doubleheader, but that's next episode. We're taking on my favorite team here, one of our favorite teams for the fans here, the Freebooters. Heaters remain perfect at 5-0. You bastards, what the fuck is this? I leave, you start winning? Fuckers. Sterling's remain perfect as well. They win 5-1. They're 6-0. Grapplers win 3-1. Nemesis taking on Platypi, and they are smoking the Platypi. Oh my god, they blew them out. 14-2. Sheesh. Looks like one of our games. Crocs end their losing streak at 3 as they win 6-4. They're up to 2-4 on the year now. By those down to 2-4. Blowfish get a win against the Moonstars 8-2 as they're back to 500. And the Moose beat the Herbivores with a shutout 4-0 to take sole possession of first place in the division. We're 0-5. We're the only win this team left. It's time to blow this team up. We are taking on the Freebooters. Doubleheader next episode for you guys. A preview for the first pitching matchup. Noah Kaiser will be making the start. I do not plan to get rid of him right now. Rookie, no record, a 4.50 ERA and a 1.67 whip. He gave up 3 runs in 6 innings, I believe. On the mound for the Freebooters, it is Angel Verde who's locked in. The rookie 1-0 with a 0 ERA and an 0.90 whip. Freebooters come in at 2-3. We come in at 0-5. All right, let's take a look at the team and see who is performing and who is not. Let's go to the stats. This will be the great equalizer. So Sportswood, he's being solid. 350 average, 1 homer on the year, 1 RBI. Like, there's no one on base, and he's not a home run hitter. He's a contact hitter. So he's doing what I ask him. Stu Burko, he's hitting 357, but he's older. We probably should get rid of him. Jeb Jumps, not really outperforming. He does have 4 RBIs, which is second most on the team, but he's only hitting 250, so he's in the danger zone of getting cut, but not quite there yet. He's on the bubble. Bill Belter, I know he's leading the team in RBIs, but he's only hitting 250. He's supposed to be our best hitter. We might as well just get rid of him because he's got $10 million sitting there in his pocket, and he's just not doing anything. Plus, we're 0-5. Let's just get rid of him now. Cut our losses. Nora Holmes, she's hitting well, doing what I ask her, playing well. Bobby Bash, we're going to get rid of him. He's not offering anything offensively. I mean, Holmes isn't either, but she's hitting above Bash. She's getting on base for him, and he's just not doing anything with that. Smash Lafayette, he's only been here 2 games. Decent. DeGrande, struggling. We're going to get rid of him when we can with the catcher situation. We don't want to spend money. Geronimo James, he's hitting very well. He's been our best hitter, actually, this season, so I'm very impressed with him. Good contact bat. Seymour Sox has only played 1 game, hasn't really done anything. Randy Man, he had 1 at bat this year. If that's it, he's not going to play. He needs to go. Grill McGillies, we want to keep him. And Hal Bruce, we need to get him on the field to see what he's got. Moving to pitching, Cooper's got to go. She's got $9.3 million, I think, in her pocket. Yes, she's a decent ace, but at the same time, we're 0-5, Coop. Come on, you got to step up. Glover, she's going to get one more chance to show me what she's got. Otherwise, we might just get rid of her. Feynman has yet to pitch, so we're going to hold on to him. Holding on to Kaiser. Rhubarb has been pretty solid, so I'm going to hang on to her. Hayes had a good second outing. He should be fine. Rosev had a good second and third outing. He's good. And Especial's been solid. Lights out so far. Good for him. So we're not touching the bullpen. Cooper is 1. Randy Mann is 2. Sox is a maybe. He's on the bubble. DeGrande is 3. Bash is 4. Belter is 5. Burko is 6. So there's 6 people we want to get rid of here. Let's go ahead and get it done. All right, sign and release. What do we got? Can we make these moves? That's the first question. Vo cannot make the move for catcher just yet with DeGrande, so we are going to have to hold off on that for now, which is unfortunate because I want to get rid of him, but unfortunately we can't. Moving to first base. We can't get rid of Burko. There's no cheap money here. I mean, there is. There's McSteel, but I'm not paying $4.2 million to him. LeBlanc at 4.8. Could be picking him up here soon. He's getting there. Droop at 4.1. Also getting close as well. Let's look at them. Compare the two. Droop, he's a power hitter, mostly. Weak hitter. Below average in both categories. Good speed. Average fielding. No arm. Makes sense. LeBlanc, no arm, but it's slightly better. Great fielder. He's got the edge there. No speed. Edge to Droop. He's better contact hitter, average, and a little bit above average power. I think LeBlanc would get the call here. Mateo Wade at 9-1, still a little expensive. We can't bring him in just yet to get rid of Bobby Bash. Tyree Vaughn, I was thinking of bringing him as a backup, but now that he's down to a C+, maybe we should stay away from him and not go get him right now. Just wait for him to drop a little bit more and maybe bring him in for somebody like, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, people. Maybe get rid of Holmes if we're still struggling later, because Holmes is making almost $10 million as well, and she's already 29, so she's not going to really do a whole lot for us. She's not going to get a whole lot better. That's about it for right now. Could bring him on for Burko. Cheaper than him. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Moving to right field, Island and Resplendent. I think we'll need to pick them up here pretty soon. I like Resplendent over Island. What would Resplendent do? We could get rid of Bo Belter right now. That would give up $2.9 million, and then he'll play over Seymour Sox. So, yeah, we can work with that. I can do that. Let's do it. Go ahead and bring him in. Give us some money back. Are there any young outfielders we could play off the bench? Tig Tantrum. Compare him to Sox. Who's better? Sox is way better. way better. But this is a rebuild. Maybe we take a shot. Maybe we take a shot with Tig. And we won't get Island now. We'll keep that off the list. Moving to pitching. We can get Boris Stanton here and bring him in to get rid of Cooper. It'll be $2 million cheaper, and it's not that much of a step back, honestly, compared to Cooper. And with how badly Cooper did so far in her first 2 starts, I think we do need to make this move right now just to get some more money back, because the team's not going anywhere at this moment. So let's get Stanton in here. And we're not touching the bullpen, so we are good on roster moves right now. Though Robbins and Hoffman are going to go to a good home here soon. I can feel it. Yeah, okay. I think that's it for right now. We can't make any other roster moves just yet because we don't have the monetary funds to do so at the current moment. So right now on the bubble to get cut are DeGrande. We're waiting for the catcher to get a little lower. Stu Burka, we're waiting for a cheap first baseman option to come in. There are some out there, but they're not cheap where they should be for signing. Jeb Jumps needs to step up and show me something, otherwise I'm going to get rid of him because he can't field, and he's not really bringing any offensive boom to the team at all. Randy Mann, we're going to get rid of him. He's an aging veteran that needs to go. Do we have anybody who we could sign in for him just yet? Not quite. Muhammad Droop could come in for him, but at the same time, I'm aiming to get Landon LeBlanc. So we'll see how that goes. Moving down to Bobby Bash, third baseman. There's not one cheap enough I could... Well, there is. We could get Jonathan Russell's here. Russell's compared to Wade. They're the same contact hitter. Edge and speed to Russell's. They're basically the same fielder. Russell's has the weaker arm. He also has the weaker power rating. So I prefer Mateo Wade. Not only is Wade younger, he's also the more complete player. But Wade is still a little too expensive. So we can't quite bring him in just yet. Tyree Vaughn, we could bring him in to get rid of Bobby Bash. But with Vaughn dropping down to a C+ there with the random roll, I don't think it's wise to spend $5 million on him. We can get him down cheaper, under $4 million now. Tig Tantrum, we're going to probably bring him in for Seymour Sox later in the year. We're going to wait for him to get his money down. Other than that, I don't think there are any other roster moves we can make at this time, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with right now for terms of free agency. So we made the moves we can make. Now we just got to go further into the season and make some more as we go along. Because right now we're 0-5. It's time to shake the team up, make it better. Hopefully. Potentially, guys. Potentially. Let's see. Player development. What do we got? We have $1 million. All right, so I like this one for Bruce. Give him that fielding boost. We're not upgrading Man. We're not upgrading Bash because we want to get rid of both of them. Sportswood. Does he need the arm as a first baseman? No. Does he need the power? Not really. Kaiser could use the velocity, though. Let's get this. We're going to get this one for Bruce, though. He is the youngest of the three. Or he's not, but he's the one that has the best upgrade. Plus 16, that's a big roll, up to 81. He's now a competent fielder at third base. No stealer, though, but he is now a good fielder. He's ready to go. I like it. If only we can get that hitting up. Alright, preview for the... Alright, we already previewed the pitching matchup here, so let's set the lineup for Game 1 next episode. Call it a day. Okay, Sports will lead off at first. Holmes short, Jumps at second, Bash at third, Burko at DH, Lafayette left, DeGrande in center, DeGrande at catcher, James in center, and rookie Marcos Resplendent Jr. will make his debut. He'll bat number 9 in right field. And that is going to do it for this episode, guys. This was a long one, and it was a very dismal one. We got blown out twice by the Herbisaur series. We checked the scores. We lost 14-3 in Game 1, and then 9-2 in Game 2. We're now 0-5 on the year. We made some more roster moves to blow this team up even further because we still don't have our first win. Has the curse of the heaters followed us here? God, I hope not. I want to make these guys a winner. They deserve it after waiting so long. Hopefully we can turn it around next time out against the Freebooters. Made it this deep in the video, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around. Appreciate the support as always. If you haven't already, hit the follow button down below here on Twitch to be notified next time I go live. And if you haven't already over on YouTube and you'll want to come over and watch the games live, link it down in the description below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Link to Twitch, as I already mentioned, down below in the description. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Till then, this is the Nasty One, signing off.